Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Robinson and today I'll be talking about rabies. Rabies is a viral disease that affects the nervous system and is almost always fatal when symptoms appear. The Bible verse I chose for this presentation is Proverbs 27:12 that says, "The prudent sees danger and takes refuge." I chose this verse because rabies is preventable and taking wise action to protect ourselves and others reflects good stewardship and taking care of our communities. Rabies symptoms appear in stages. There are three, and when the symptoms appear, like I said, the disease is almost nearly 100% fatal, which is why early treatment and identification is so important. In the early stages, typically the predominant phase, people may feel general flu-like symptoms like fever, headache, overall tiredness. This is one of the most important early signs is tingling, prickling, and pain in the bite site, which happens as the virus begins to affect the nerves and travels to the brain. As the virus reaches the brain, the symptoms become much more severe. These can include anxiety, confusion, trouble swallowing, and hydrophobia, which is the extreme fear of water. Hydrophobia happens even when trying to drink water, which can cause really painful throat spasms. Another symptom is aerophobia, which is the fear or sensitivity of fresh air and drafts. I did not know that. It is a really cool fact that I learned. During the neurologic phase, people may also show behavioral changes like agitation, anxiety, aggravation, and extreme hyperactivity. The mental state can worsen, leading to confusion, hallucinations, and delirium. Physical signs may include excessive salivation, sometimes described as foaming at the mouth, like you see that a lot in movies and stuff, and seizures. There are two types of neurologic rabies. The first one is the furious form, which includes hydrophobia, aerophobia, and aggressive behavior. The second is the paralytic or dumb form, which the main symptom is muscle weakness that can start at the bite site and slowly spread throughout the body. This form slowly progresses, and then it can also lead to a coma. In the final stage, the patient will enter a coma followed by death, which is usually from either heart or respiratory failure. Without immediate medical care, once the symptoms begin, again, rabies is almost always fatal. Rabies is caused by the rabies virus, which is also called RABV. It's a bullet-shaped virus with a single-strand RNA and an outer envelope with spikes to help it attach to the cells. The virus lives in saliva in the affected animal. It's commonly carried by bats, raccoons, foxes, skunks, and unvaccinated dogs, which is why they say don't pet any random dogs you see in the wild. These animals can spread the virus through a bite or saliva when there's broken skin. Here's how the virus moves through the body. First, it enters through the bite or saliva exposure. It starts by multiplying in the muscle cells near the wound. Then it slowly travels along the nerves to the brain. Once it reaches the brain, it causes swelling and inflammation, which leads to the neurological symptoms as we see. After that, the virus spreads to the salivary glands, which makes it easier to be transmitted to another host. Symptoms only appear once the brain is infected, which is why this disease is so dangerous. But it is very uncommon for human-to-human transmission. As I said here, rabies is found worldwide. In the United States, most human cases come from bats. Globally, rabies cause around 59,000 deaths every year, especially in areas where dogs do not get vaccinated or there's very limited vaccination, or just care in general for pets. The virus is spread through bites, scratches, or saliva from infected animals. Like I said earlier, human-to-human transmission is extremely rare. Even though it is 100% fatal, it is also 100% preventable as long as there's proper care and treatment. And some of that treatment includes, there's no cure once the symptoms begin, but treatment is very effective if it's given early, like I mentioned earlier. This treatment is called post-exposure prophylaxis, or PEP. I did not pronounce that correct. This includes cleaning the wound, receiving rabies immune globulin, and getting a series of vaccinations. Prevention is key. Vaccinating pets, avoiding wild animals, as I mentioned earlier, and seeking medical attention right away after the bite can save lives. lives and bringing that total number down. From a Christian worldview, preventing diseases is a part of caring for others, which is a huge part of medical and the healthcare system overall. Public health vaccination protecting vulnerable people reflects stewardship and love for our neighbors, as God commands us in the Bible. In the verse that I mentioned earlier in Proverbs 27:12, it reminds us to act wisely and take steps to prevent harm, especially when life is so precious to God. And some of my resources I've used for my presentation include the CDC, the World Health Organization, and Nestor's Microbiology textbook. Thanks so much.